My name is Cheryl Schaefer, and I'm with Stephen Macks Dilley. He's the executive director of VetArt.org. It was great to see Ivan Sam and Darren DeVillas, who are both Navy veterans.
So I started this cylinder, which is part of the post that we're all putting together for the veterans, with a quote from Langston Hughes that says, "Let America be the dream, the dreamer's dream. Let it be that great, strong land of love." And then I like to start from my words because I was a journalist. My undergraduate degree was in journalism. So from there, I thought about what are symbols of those words. And I thought of a multicultural, loving community going toward the sun with the mountains, with wheat as a symbol of the United States, stars and stripes, and of course the Statue of Liberty for all, and the peace dove. And then I have VetArts.org and Compassionate Arts in Action and Post for Peace and Justice are all on here because we're partners in this project. And then we have the Native American looking out into the future. My name's Carrillo Corser, and I'm the teacher and co-founder for Post for Peace and Justice.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Mike. Could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how creating art has affected you?
Hi, yes. My name is Mike Ortiz. I am a Navy veteran. I was a corpsman with the Marines, and this was back in the 80s. And over the period of time, I just had a lot of problems with depression and had no idea that I had any type of creativity in me until I got here with the art project with VetArt. And I don't even know what kind of artistic qualities I have. I just know that I'm enjoying this. And something that's really important that I just found out right now is about focus. I focus a lot on depression and negative things, and working with art gives me something very positive and very creative to focus on. So I'm spending less time focusing on the negative things and more time focusing on the positive things, and this is really helping out a lot.
I'm Kelly Cardinell. I did 21 years in the Marine Corps in the infantry. My piece is let those who desire peace prepare for war, and I have the national symbol. One head facing the arrows, the other one's facing the olive branches, and my thing is I love nature, being in the mountains, so it's this is my American dream, just being out in the mountains, enjoying myself. And then I grew up in northern Arizona, and there's a bunch of different people that live there, but we always seem to come around the campfire and deal with whatever we got going on, and doesn't matter where you're at, you can still just come around the fire and have a good time, resolve problems, and just enjoy each other's company. Doesn't matter where you're from. I was one of those guys. If you told me I was going to be doing pottery, when I was in the Marine Corps, I would have laughed.
I'll do pottery just to have something to shoot at, right?
Yeah, because I was a grunt. It's I get to go blow things up,
Very cool. I like it a lot.
Can you continue to turn it so I can just get that whole effect as you're just...
Is the Bear an area like Big Bear Lake, or is it like just a place you would like to go to?
I just like bears are, to me, they're like not only majestic, but they're also like a sign for like love and strength at the same time. You never mess with the mama bear and her cubs.
Right.
That'll turn out bad for you. And they're such like powerful creatures. You go after something that they love, they'll go after you.
Today we're at the VetArt studio in Vista, California, and I'd like to introduce you to the founder and the executive director of VetArt, the Veterans Art Project, is Stephen Macks Dilley. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Cheryl. I'm really happy to be here talking with you.
Okay, great. Me too. I think it would be interesting if you could tell the audience how you came upon this brilliant idea, and then it was collaboration with some other people, and the progress that you've seen since you started this VetArt.
It was really a desire to want to help people. And I really wanted to help people through ceramics, was something I always practiced in my life. I was fortunate to have that. And most importantly, that I always used ceramics, and the process of ceramics is what I did to survive. And it gave me an opportunity to be in process. It gave me an opportunity to share ideas. And it was an opportunity to be in community. And that community is like any other community. It supports and it's critical, but it's a great community to be in. And so I just took all that and said, hey, living here in San Diego, what a great thing to share with people. And we proposed and ran our first class in 2009 at Grossmont College, which was funded by the Associated Student Government at Grossmont College. And of course, Renee Teller was the veteran counselor there during that time. And in the ceramics lab as an adjunct teaching there, I was also having this idea and speaking with Al Ventura, senior lab technician at Grossmont College. And he was saying, we have to do this. This is a no-brainer. And, and we did. We ran it. And there was some pushback from other faculty there, but we had really an amazing, successful run of classes and getting veterans in there. And really just like, hey man, we're just doing this thing in the clay. And, it's important to think that when you propose running a ceramics program for veterans, decision makers think, well, what's ceramics? What's that going to do? And I really think that for a lot of people, they have a chance to start with something that it may look like patty cakes, but as they come back and start practicing it and they're getting results back and they're sharing, is that it's very empowering for people. And, one thing led to another. And, we've been fortunate. San Diego has a big veteran and active duty population. There's a huge need here. Of course, VetArt is also a DoD SkillBridge location. So we're getting people in transition before they start using their GI Bill. And we're getting them to really think of and practice art as a way to decompress. And part of that decompression is, hey, we're going to do clay and we're going to look at art and we're going to talk about art. And by the way, we're going to go visit museums and we're going to have them share their stories. And when they share their stories, we think that our story is only unique to me. But I think what's been proven time and time again is that when veterans share their story, it is profoundly universal. And when that happens, other veterans come and then they tell them and they say, hey, you know what, that exact same thing happened to me. So these are not like big things, but there are a lot of little things that add up. And, case in point, we had a SkillBridge. Alyssa Haas came through VetArt. This week she called me and we talked, and she's studying art in the University of North Carolina. and she's going to be an artist and an arts teacher after 6 years in the Marine Corps. And she said, "Hey, Steve, did you do a conference up in Salt Lake this year?" And I said, "Well, yeah, we were up there. We did this, that, and the other." That was with Erica Halverson on Arts Educators Save the World. And she said, "My ceramic teacher listened to that, and he was asking me about VetArt." And Alyssa said, "Yeah, that's where I did my skill bridge. Of course I know Steve. We did this whole thing together, and that's why I'm here in your class today." And then he said, "Well, what about the other guy that did the," and she said, "Oh, he does faces. Oh, that's Reggie Green, Reginald Green." And he was there working too. So, there's an incredible support system within the education system. When we're talking within the NCCA, National Council on Education and Ceramic Arts, there's, 7,000 members there. There's 3,000 to 4,000 members there that teach at colleges and universities across the United States. And that when we activate that group of people, that we really have this whole system ready to support veterans as they start their educational journey. And when they're starting that educational journey, every person that gets a BA degree in America needs to get a humanities requirement done. And the ceramics is how you can do that. And so, there's just like a whole thing ready to help people here that maybe I think a lot of people have overlooked for a long time.
Well, you speak about the impact, and that's really what you're doing, is you're impacting the lives of veterans who didn't know that they could become artists. They never even thought about that possibility. It's like something you just think about, maybe wishful thinking, but can you really become that? And I think that's a real testimony to what you do here in the veteran community in Southern California, is you teach people to look beyond, to think beyond the voices in the head that prevent them from doing things.
I think, Cheryl, that the voices in our heads, we all hear them, we all understand, and that in America, there's a lot of stigma about being an artist. And time again, people tell me, male, female, old, young, fat, tall, the whole, right? And they say, "Man, all I wanted to do when I graduated high school was to be an artist and to study art. But someone in my life said, child, you're never going to make it as an artist." And so they do what many people do, and then they join the service. And if after they have gone and served in the military, maybe 4 years, 6 years, 10, 15, 20 years, right? And then they come and they tell me, and they say, "Man, all I ever want to do is study art." But if we don't have a place like this that's available for those individuals, those are just unrealized dreams. And unrealized dreams can be one of these things that are very destructive. But have a place that supports these individuals while they investigate and pursue that. Didn't they earn that opportunity? They signed up, they went into harm's way, they supported that, and now they're back here. And if they can't do that, then none of us can do that. So I think it's just like it's just what I believe is the right thing to be doing.